everybody, I'm Prowl and welcome to my new Reforj channel. If you're unfamiliar with what Reforj is, it is an open world survival, building, and crafting game made by 4J Studios, who made Minecraft Console Edition for Mojang. If you enjoy Minecraft, odds are you will at least be interested to see what is going on with Reforj. The game, even in its pre-alpha state, meaning we're very early on right now, has some unique and interesting features, such as the ability to shape all blocks in the game and create new worlds inside of your existing survival world. As a full-time Minecraft content creator myself, I have taken a very close interest in Reforj, following all of the news and information about it, and I wanted to introduce you guys to the game and what we know about it so far. Definitely be sure to subscribe to the channel here and turn those notifications on. That way you're notified whenever a new video comes out. So first thing I want to touch on here is the game engine, which is the most important thing about a game. A game built on a good engine will perform well and be capable of quite a lot of things, whereas a game built on a poor engine, regardless of how good the gameplay itself is, will always be held back by the engine that it's run on. You just need to know that 4J Studios built their own custom engine called the Elements engine. They have several videos on it on their YouTube channel and in their Discord, showing how incredibly well it performs, instantly loading terrain, even when moving through the world incredibly fast, and they have built-in camera and terrain shaping tools already in, and a whole lot more as well. So if you want to see more details about their game engine, I have dropped a few links to their videos about it in the description down below. Now, moving into the game itself, the world is randomly generated and made up of blocks, or as they call them, elements that you can break, collect, and place in the world. There will be many of the things that you expect with this sort of game, such as different biomes to explore and get different resources from, tall mountains, deep caves, large oceans, and a lot of variety within all of that. There will be monsters to fight, such as the first mob that they announced, the Tunneler Scout, which sounds like it's part of a family of other yet to be announced mobs and has a very cool and unique look and some cool gameplay functions as well that you can see on the footage that I'm playing right now. There will be passive mobs that you can kill for food, such as the just announced new mob that you can see here, and will be a primary source of food in the early game. 4J even had a vote on the name done by the community in their Discord channel, and it's been named the Kibi. You've seen a lot of footage of the terrain and world generation as I've been going through the segment here, and I think it's important to remind you again that the game is still in its earliest stage of development, starting pre-alpha testing shortly after the release of this video. A lot is subject to change through player feedback and further development, and even things like the biome and terrain generation that you've been seeing on screen could change drastically over the coming months. There aren't too many game systems that have been added in yet or shown, but the few that have been showcased are pretty incredible. One example is how block placing in the game works. They've done an excellent job with implementing this so far from what we can tell with the videos that they've shown. I haven't got my hands on it personally yet, but here's what we do know. When placing blocks down in Reforj, your only option isn't to just look at another block face and place the block. They have a system built in that knows where you want to place the block in relation to blocks that are nearby. So you can look above a block or to the side of a block, and the game knows that you want to place a block there. So you don't have to actually put your cursor on the block. It knows that you're beside a block or above a block, and that's where you're intending to put a block when you place the place block button. This will allow you to place blocks several blocks above your head without having to reposition to do so, or drag a line of blocks in a straight line in a direction that you want to go without having to click the button a whole bunch of times. It just kind of allow you to do the building part of the game a lot quicker and easier. They even have a cool feature in the game where you can place blocks diagonally without having to place down temporary blocks like you may be familiar with in Minecraft right now. The game just knows that you're trying to place them diagonally, and it does it for you. And so far, things are shaping up to look very easy for builders to be able to build the things that they want in the game without a lot of things in their way, so they can do so very quickly and easily. Now, speaking of shape, an incredibly unique and amazing feature Reforj has included in the game is the ability to shape, or as they call it, sculpt blocks. So it's not like Minecraft where you have to take a block and then craft that into its different variants of blocks. You have stairs and slabs and fences and walls and pressure plates and like all of these different things that you can craft a block into in Minecraft and have all of those things take up a whole bunch of slots inside of your inventory. On top of that, Minecraft seemingly gets held back by this, as not every block in the game has every shape available. Some blocks only have slabs, some blocks have slabs and stairs but no walls, and some blocks there's no variance to them at all. And then every time Mojang adds a new block into the game, they have to also add in manually all of those variants. And then they have to add in how all of those things interact with each other. And it could be quite the task. It's one of the reasons why them adding new blocks into the game is a bigger deal than a lot of people think, because it's a lot more work than what it may seem. In Reforj, that's not how it works at all. You simply just have the base block, and you can just change that block into any of the available shapes or sculpted shapes in the game. This will mean a lot more build diversity and make it easier for Reforj to add new blocks in the future. Now, you can sculpt the blocks that already exist in the world, things that have just been already generated, or you can sculpt blocks that you place down. So you could do that either way. And for what we've seen in the video footage that I've been playing here so far and that they've released so far, it actually looks really easy to do. You could just select a sculpted shape and just change all of the blocks that you cross into that shape. It looks really cool and intuitive. We'll have to see how it works when we're actually in game, but in the videos that they've shown so far, they make it look incredibly easy to do. So I can't wait to try it for myself and kind of see how it works. I will also make a side note here that they have designed everything so far to work on controller. So as a Minecraft Bedrock player myself, one of the things that I know that we come across a lot is Minecraft can have a lot of problems with implementing new features because they have to think, how do they make it work for console and for PC and for mobile as well, which I don't know if Reforj is going to be on mobile or not, but that's beside the point. They're developing everything with controller in mind first, because controller is the most restrictive of all the different ways you can play a game. So all this footage that you're seeing in the background, they're doing all of this with the controller. Whenever they move to doing the stuff with the mouse and keyboard for PC, that transition is going to be incredibly easy and much easier than if they had started the other way around. So I just want to throw that side note in there. That type of foresight is a really good sign for the game and its future development and how well all of these features are going to actually work when we get our hands on them. Moving on to one of my favorite features, and maybe their most unique and beneficial one of all, and this is gateways. Now, before I tell you what a gateway exactly is and what it does, I think it's better to tell you why gateways are needed and what problem they solve, because that's going to help you understand how important and how cool and amazing they really are. So you may be familiar with Minecraft having an infinitely generating world, and a lot of games are trying to do this now, where you either have a world that infinitely generates or you have a set size world with hard borders around it. So that infinite generation that Minecraft has, it comes with limits and it comes at a pretty big cost. As you get out into the world and beyond, that generation kind of starts to do some weird stuff. The game kind of starts to break down, the terrain starts to not generate right anymore, and eventually it becomes unplayable and unusable. And on top of that, being able to generate things that far out actually is very taxing on the game and makes it perform worse overall just from having that capability. This is one of the reasons why if you move really fast in games like Minecraft, you actually can end up moving faster than the game can generate the terrain in front of you, and you have to wait for the game to load all of the land. So having an infinitely generating world is one of the big causes for that and overall performance issues with the game. Another big issue when a game comes out with new content, a new update comes out in Minecraft, if you're playing in an existing world, it's not always easy to find that stuff. If you've already loaded the terrain around you and been working in the world for quite some time, you may have to go out thousands of blocks just to find the new stuff. Otherwise, you might have to start a brand new world just because of an update that added a cool new biome. So Reforj has solved all of these problems in what I think is the most amazing and innovative and creative way possible, which is gateways. First, when you start your world, that world actually has a limited size. It's been explained so far as to be about 4,000 blocks in size, and it's shaped in a way that when you travel in a straight line in one direction, you would eventually come back around to the spot you started. So it kind of plays like a globe-like shape where you can just continue around and get back to the main spot. I really like the world building implications of this because it'll feel like you can actually build out an entire world. This should make your builds, I think, feel more significant. But here's the thing. This isn't all of the space that you have available to you. You can build this thing called a gateway. Think of it kind of like a nether portal, but it's one that leads to a brand new world that is either randomly generated, like the world that you would have started in, or you can choose what generates in this world. So basically, instead of having one infinitely sized world, you could have a maybe infinite number of fixed size worlds inside of your world. So for all intents and purposes, you still have an infinitely sized playground to play in. It's just structured differently. So what are the big benefits of this? Let's say you've decided in your world that you're building a base in, that you would like to build another base in a mountain world. Well, you could generate a new world that is all mountains and then build your base inside of that mountain world. Let's say you're doing a project in your main world that you need a ton of sand for, and you don't want to just dig out all of the sand in your main world. You can create a sand world and get all the sand from there. Also, if a new update comes out that has cool new biomes and structures, maybe a new mob in that new biome, or maybe even a boss, instead of having to travel thousands and thousands and thousands of blocks away wondering where this stuff is, you could just generate a new world that is just the new content and go in and experience it, explore it, get the resources out of it, and whatever. It's really cool. So not a lot of information has been given about gateways yet. We only know this little bit about them, and we have not seen how they work yet. So we'll kind of have to see what it looks like when they actually implement it. But those are the things that we know about it so far and its intent. We don't know how many gateways you can have in your world. Can you put gateways inside of gateways? So I don't have all of the answers to this yet. I suspect we'll start to find these things out pretty soon, as it is a core system to the game. Maybe they'll be in this pre-alpha test that's coming up. Maybe they won't be. But so far from what we know, this is probably my favorite feature that they have, because it's so cool, unique, and it solves a problem that exists in a way that I think players are really going to like a lot. These are all the officially announced features that we know about so far. I don't think I've missed anything here, but if you know about something that I've missed, make sure to drop it down in the comments section down below. There are little hints and bits of information throughout Reforj's Discord server where people have asked questions and they provided some answers of varying detail, but anything that comes up there that I think is important enough for its own video, I'll make sure to make one for you guys. So keep a lookout for future videos, as I want to go over some of these features in more detail, where we'll look through the videos and pictures that Reforj has put out together and talk more specifically about them, how they work. I can give some of my thoughts and opinions on where things are so far, and we're going to want to share our thoughts and opinions a lot, because that's why they're showing all of this stuff to us and giving us access to the game in this way so early, because they want us to help them shape the game, and we're going to help provide them some great feedback through this channel. I'm going to be using you guys to help do that. I want to make sure you guys are giving me your opinions on the game so I can kind of help give that to them, and we can help Reforj become the best game that it can possibly be. If you're interested in playing the game early, there is a pre-alpha registration that you can sign up for, and it's going on right now. It starts on the 30th. I will link it down below with my referral code. So make sure you use my referral code in the link to sign up to hopefully be able to play test along with me. If you want to be part of our community, make sure you join the Discord channel. It's linked down below as well. I will have some Reforj sections of the channel set up there for us to be able to talk about the game, put together feedback to give them, etc. Leave a like here in the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new Reforj news information. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next one.